PC amateur guy here. Today, so this was an Acer Aspire case that I got for $40 on the used market. And he said it was a very clean case and it fits a mini ITX. So I put a 86K in here. It's basically like an 8700. Okay, but one of the cores can go up to 5 gigahertz, so it's pretty good on an H310 ITX motherboard. So it does fit standard and it fits really nicely. I put an A380 low profile ARC Intel, which can give me like 1080p gaming, and it only has a 220 watt power supply, which is a really low powered gaming beast here. Well, 1080p, it's not really a gaming beast. I mean, you're probably gonna get maybe 60 frames per second, which is decent. It's really small. Put this probably in a backpack. You can use this for air and in A, N, and B. Yeah, B and B. Sorry, I can't even speak properly this morning. And yeah, it's a pretty nice case. But today I wanted to upgrade the Wi-Fi. This is an external Comfast. It's a Wi-Fi AC or Wi-Fi 5, you want to call it. And I was getting like around 50 megabytes per second download speed on a 1.5 gigabyte download plan, which is not even 10% of the potential speed I can get. So it's good to use this as a backup, because these ones are usually like self-drivers built in, or they pick up pretty good. So I just use this as a backup, but I want to be getting at least 1000 megabytes per second or 1 gigabytes per second download. And I'm gonna do that today by upgrading this to an internal m.2. I got some antennae, which actually can fit. The motherboard actually has 2 holes here for the antennae, and the reason why you want to do this, because this has a built-in antennae, which you can imagine it's not as effective. Look how small that is, right? So by using external antennae, you're obviously going to get better download speeds, and I'm going to do the speed test once it's done. Some things to note: you should do the Intel Assistant, download the drivers. You can download the drivers beforehand through the Intel website. This also is a low profile PC card here. Sorry, slot, whatever you want to call it. So I can also put it down there, but I'm going to put it on the motherboard because it has 2 ports for it already, and it's going to be quite clean. So let me open this up and show you the steps involved. So I have it open up. It's just 2 screws. Just gonna get rid of this. And here, this actually has a slot built in specifically for m.2. And this is a Wi-Fi 6 card, AX200. The AX210 is actually better because it has a Wi-Fi 6E, so if you can get that, I would get that, or even Wi-Fi 7 now, which is backward compatible if you want to future-proof yourself. But when I put my finger down, it actually, the screw, usually the motherboard box comes with a screw, which apparently is lost, so I had to buy another screw kit. So this is what it looks like on Amazon. You can get this for like 10 bucks, 10 bucks. And you just want to put one of these screws there and then put a washer on it. And there's another screw there on top of that to close it off. And then you can attach the antennae to this. These are the 2 antennae here. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I took one of those screws. You may not see it, but I just screwed it in here. And it's just, I would just do hand tight. I wouldn't overscrew it, because in case you ever want to take it out, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So this is where the 2 antennae go on the top corner here. So I'm just gonna install this. Actually, yeah, let me just install this to see if this actually fits. Be right back. Okay, so it actually fits perfectly because when I put my finger down, it's completely leveled. So I just need to put another screw on top, and then I'm done basically. But I'm gonna have to do the antennae. So I'm gonna install these antennae. I'll connect these first and to the motherboard, and attach that to the m.2 before I actually screw down this m.2, because it's easier to attach the antennae to the m.2 prior to installing it. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. So this is what the antennae look like. So these goes to the two holes in the back of the faceplate for the motherboard, and this connects to the m.2. I don't know if you can see it. So I'm gonna attach this to the back of the faceplate first. You may need a wrench, or it should just be hand unscrew. You're gonna have to unscrew one of them, and then just screw that in. So it should be fairly easy, and I'll do that right now. Be right back. So I just put one in. If you can see here, you just need to take the top one off. It's actually hand tight, so you can actually just use your hand to take the top ring off, and then you have to just screw it in with your hand, kind of like, or push it in slowly so it goes in case it doesn't push in. And then you'll see the other side of it here. And then I'm going to take this ring. This one broke. There's actually an extra washer. It broke, and you just need to put it into here and then just hand tight it. So I'll do that to both and be right back. So I'm back. I just like hand tighted this. Like, you literally could just need to do a hand tight, and you don't need any wrench or anything in case you ever need to take it out. This motherboard had a dedicated m.2, so they actually had these holes here. So for ITX cases, sometimes you don't have an extra PCIe slot, so it's a luxury. It's actually good that it's built into this faceplate here, or IO shield. I'm using the wrong terminology. So that's hand tight, and then you see the two antennae sticking out here. So I'm gonna just put that onto the m.2 and then install the m.2, and I should be pretty much done. I'm just pushing my hand here and it's not falling out, and it's just hand tight. So again, I'm just doing it, installing it, and I'm upgrading the Wi-Fi to Wi-Fi 6, but you also want to use internal Wi-Fi cards, because they're actually a lot more stable, a lot faster, especially when the motherboard has an integrated m.2 slot for it. You should be getting close to about 1 gigabytes per second, 1000 megabytes per second download speed. So I'll do a test and show you what that looks like, but fairly easy to install. And I'm gonna install the m.2 now. Be right back. Okay, so I installed one of these antennae already. It's just like, okay, it fell off. Okay, what I wanted to say was that it should just snap on, like Lego, and don't be afraid to use a little bit of force to just snap it on, but you do have to hear it snap on. And so let me install both of them again and be right back. Okay, so I heard the snap. They're both in, and it's not gonna fall off now. I'm gonna install this to the motherboard now and just do the one screw right there, to do the one screw, and power this baby up and just do a speed test. Be right back. So yeah, just was able just to put the one screw in there. I used the included screwdriver. It's magnetic, so it helps. The antenna cables are sticking out a little bit. Let's see if I can. Actually, as long as you can close the case, it shouldn't matter. And yeah, so let me power this baby on and do a speed test. Be right back. So when I was trying to install the antenna, it was a little bit loose, so I just took a wrench and I just did it basically. This is a adjustable wrench you can get from any hardware store, and then I just try to do wrench tight instead of hand tight. And let me see if I can install the antennae now. So I guess since you're never gonna take these antennae off from the I/O shield, it probably doesn't. It's probably okay. Yeah, so it seems to be okay now. Just that's one. Just look for the other one. I think it's this one. I dropped it here. So you have to do wrench tight, not hand tight. Looks like. Yeah, so that's a lot better now. Somewhat. Okay. So let me power this baby up and do a speed test. Be right back. So powered it on. It's on. If you see this icon here, and it gives you Wi-Fi options, then you know that the Wi-Fi adapter is connected. So you want to take a moment, connect to your Wi-Fi. So let me do that. Be right back. If you see the Wi-Fi icon on now, that means you're connected. So the Wi-Fi adapter that I installed is working. So just make sure you can always go to like Intel, like Google Intel Assistant, in case you're not aware. Intel Assistant is actually really good. So you can just search it, and it will just come up as Intel Driver Support Assistant, and just click on that. Make sure you get it from the Intel website, obviously, and you can see that the drivers were already installed on December 19, 2024. So do that for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, because usually the Wi-Fi 6 AX200 it also has Bluetooth. Yeah, so let's do a speed test. So I was getting about 54 megabytes per second download, so that's like up to 100, and I'm on a 1.5 gigabyte download plan. So this is my first time doing it after installing it, and I'm getting 4 ping. I'm in the basement. With the router, it's directly upstairs in my living room, and I'm getting, as you can see, 526 megabytes per second. Upload speed is probably going to be close to that too as well. So that's, the plan is always going to be up to whatever you get. Usually the rule of thumb is you take 1.5 gigabytes divided by 6. This should be what you should be getting throughout the household. Yeah, so yeah, from 50 to 500, that's about 10 times faster speed. So definitely, and you can see as well, it's on the Wi-Fi AX6 there, AX200. So yeah, so definitely do internal. So in conclusion is, if you have an m.2 that you can install, whether it's on a laptop or a desktop, it's always better than external USB. Not necessarily, because some of the USB driver Wi-Fi's, they're actually pretty massive, right? So it depends, but generally speaking, m.2s are a lot better, and it will make your, so this is an old PC case I got for $40, and I put Intel Arc there. Now it's 220 watts. It's a low profile, but it's a 1080p gaming machine right now, right? And I use very little power, so it definitely was a fun project, and just want to show you some ways how you can even make it better. So thanks for watching. If you haven't, appreciate it if you can subscribe. That would help the channel, and thank you again. Happy New Year.